1, and play.
Welcome again. This is Game 3. This is Czech6 versus Vile, part of the ESEA. This is round 2 of the playoffs. We have vileSpanishiwaG as the blue Zerg in the lower left-hand corner. In the upper right-hand corner, we have xsixVer, the red Terran. So let's talk a little bit about this map. I would argue that especially these positions in this map, this is a Zerg-favored map.
It can, to be honest, it can go either way. A lot of Terran players like taking advantage of this map with their timings.
Hmm.
Timings come very, very much in effect on this map against Zerg. It is easy to take expansions here for the Zerg. Their natural is fairly close here to their main base. And the third expansion is fairly easy to take again, but um, with the style of Ver, I think he's much more macro-oriented, to be honest. He loves taking expansions very early. He's not scared to play against the late game against Zerg. Specifically, we just saw his nuke play. So he's not
Pretty good.
scared whatsoever to go into the late game against Zerg. So Spanishiwa, again, his style is still very, very different. So it's going to be interesting to see how both of these players are going to fare up against each other. But yeah, honestly, with these positions, it can go either way.
Certainly can. We are going to see, it looks like we're going to see another early expansion out of Spanishiwa. Wouldn't be surprised to see the 15 hatch go down again. He's scouting out, going to check out where his opponent is. And I think we might see Command Center first again out of Verus. He is banking quite a bit in the mineral department. Yep, and there we go. Moving down, throwing down that Command Center. So we are seeing a 14 Command Center out of Ver and the 15 hatch out of Vile Spanish. So we'll have to see where this goes.
Yeah, this might be a similar opening to game one that Ver did against Spanishiwa on Crossfire. He might be going for a similar Marine tank timing, which worked out very well in his favor. And again, this might work out again. Spanishiwa is doing the same build with his 15 hatch, 15 pool. So he is going to have a good start for his economy. Overlords are starting to spread around the map now, and Ver will throw down the barracks. So yeah, very much a similar build coming here from Ver.
Yeah, I'm actually really excited to see where this goes. Another barracks going down, so he's going to be going up to 2 barracks. Has not taken any gas yet. Finally taking a gas, and that command center about 3/4 the way done. Would not be surprised to see Spanish just delay a second queen and take a really fast third. That's kind of a common style against Protoss players, but I'm pretty sure he could get that plus his Zergling speed upgrade and enough lings to hold off that Marine tank timing in a timely fashion if he went that way. But look at this from Ver, scouting out, checking to see. Oh no, he's scouting for the main base. I thought he was scouting for a third base.
Yeah, for a for a very quick third. That would be a really good idea. A lot of Zerg players do that against Protoss with
Mm-hmm.
like a 3 gate expand or a Forge first. They take advantage of that. They throw down a third. But Spanishual doesn't look like he's gonna go that route. He actually is gonna get started on his second queen at the natural here. 2 lings are on the field now for Spanishual. Marines are finally gonna get started now for Ver. Command center completing now for Ver as well. Second refinery. So yeah,
We
gonna throw
are
down an
gonna see,
expansion
yeah, we
soon.
are gonna see a quick third though. Before 5 minutes, even that third goes down. Has not taken
You
any
called it, man.
gas yet. I feel like this is the right move against a command center first build like this. I mean, it's so hard to pressure Terran as Zerg with bunkers without entering that all-in territory. The economic play, of course, is to just expand again. You take an early expansion, I'll take an early third, and we'll call it a game. Still, finally taking some gas, going up to 3 gas now is Spanish. Probably going to just be pumping a lot of drones, probably get those upgrades started. Would not be surprised to see him go layer with his first 100 gas rather than Zergling speed just to get some of those overlords up. But look at this, a 4 Marine poke coming out. And this is the kind of play that makes me so excited watching Ver, is he just knows. He's like, there's no Zerglings on the map. Let me just move out with 4 Marines.
Yeah, this is actually interesting because it can be really risky. If Spanishiwa just had a whole bunch of Zerglings, he can completely wipe this out. But Ver knows his timings, just clearing the watchtowers. He's not going to overcommit to this because he knows that Spanishiwa is going to know how to commit to just producing a whole bunch of Zerglings, which he is.
And
12
look at
lings in production now
And
for
look at that.
Spanishiwa.
With the first 100 gas, we do see that layer go down. Second 100 gas should be spent on Ling speed. He needs that in case there's a timing, from Ver moving out. But actually, no, we're going to see Baneling Nest go down with some more gas. So I'm a little bit curious to see this. I've not seen Ling Speed get started, and I've never seen Spanish delay this long on getting it down. He does scout out the quick third. There's really no saturation there yet, and is looking for a quick fourth.
Yeah, that's actually really, I haven't seen that before. He doesn't have metabolic boost immediately going into Banelings, so I'm not too sure what he's thinking. He's actually going to throw down a Roach Horn as well. So, Roach Ling Baneling composition might be in effect for Spanishiwa. His layer is about to finish here any minute. His third is up. Gonna start transferring some drones over to that expansion here in a minute. And Ver is getting started on his stim. He does have a lot of barracks and siege tanks and siege mode in production. So this is very, very much looking like it is game one between both of these players. And Ver definitely looks like he is going to go for some kind of timing. Maybe right when the stim finishes, he's going to try to poke around and do some kind of damage.
Spanish popping out that Overseer behind the natural over. Going to go ahead and scout in, but we do see, the one tank, some Marines, and a medevac moving out. And this is going to hit before Zergling speed. So this actually could go very poorly for Spanishiwa. He's a little bit behind in the supply count right now, and just has slow lings.
Yeah, the slow lings are not going to be good against this. This is actually a small force, but a deadly force against to what Spanishiwa has. He is going to get started on 3 Banelings. He is producing 3 Roaches and a whole bunch of other lings. A lot of upgrades even getting started with his melee attacks 1, centrifugal hooks, and his glial reconstitution. So Spanishiwa will react to this. It looks like he might be able to hold this off, but Ver might be dropping actually.
Looks
Just
like looks like maybe not dropping, but remember how the old version of this map had the destructible rocks and Terran players love to push through them? Well,
yeah.
Burr is just gonna elevator through them instead, which I can't blame him for. I mean, he can take this out and he can really just do a lot of uncontested damage, and those rocks are pretty well protected by the siege tank still. And look at this, running in, gonna kill some drones. Potentially could snipe a little bit of tech. And there's that siege tank there covering the whole thing.
Yeah, the siege tank is basically there to protect the Marines.
Oh,
Any kind of links come in.
Baneling is coming in, not picking up fast enough, loses like 6 Marines to just 1 Baneling shot. Not where you want to be as Spanishiwa. And Ver doing a great job with this, but looks like Spanishiwa does have the unit count now to clean this up. Does have the Roaches to go on the high ground and take out those tanks on the low, and should be able to end this attack.
Yeah, that was definitely a nice hold from Spanishiwa. Ver did lose a lot of Marines. He does have 6 Marines in that 1 medevac, so he might drop it maybe at the natural here for Spanishiwa. But Spanishiwa does have his Zergling speed and his metabolic boost is his Zergling speed, excuse me. His centrifugal hooks is complete for his Baneling, so they're going to just be that much more mobile. His third is still fairly up and saturated. 55 drones for both players, 55 SCVs as well for Ver. So yeah, Ver will gonna take third now.
Another drop going down by Ver. It looks like right above the third. Gonna stim and run down to the third. There are some Roaches there, but he should be able to get some kills before having to pull out. Looks like moving in behind the mineral line. Gonna kill off some drones. Should pick up now that the Roaches have run in. Looks like he will do that. But this is the kind of good Terran play that you want. The drop at the main going on at the same time. Picks up right as the Banelings get there and just pulls on back. And we've got 2 active dropships here being a nuisance, and of course Ver taking his third at the same time. Has his Marines, has his tanks, all of his production is up and running, and this is so hard to deal with as a third player.
Yeah, Ver doing a very nice job with his medevac use. These Roaches are going to clean up these 3 Marines by the medevac, but Spanishiwa, he is doing a decent job of holding this, but Ver just moving around the map, making himself present. And behind all this, he did manage to secure a 3rd expansion, which he is turning into a planetary fortress. Still a lot of Marines and tanks in production. He's getting his weapons level 1 for his armor as well as his weapons. And yeah, Ver looking very, very strong coming into the mid-game now.
He certainly is. And Spanish, of course, trying to take a 4th base. I would think that that would be the kind of thing that dropping that would be super effective. And I love this Overlord creep highway connecting the natural and the third. It's a little bit low tech, instead of just throwing out those
Creep tumors, yeah.
Creep tumors, which he definitely has the energy to do. But on the other hand, I do like saving the energy to transfuse those spine crawlers when drops happen.
And an infestation pit getting thrown down somewhere here for Spanishiwa as well as an evolution chamber. So infestors are going to be in effect for Spanishiwa. He is going to start throwing down some spine crawlers at these expansions for a little bit of gardens. But yeah, Spanishiwa still Ling and Infestor, very strong composition against Marine Tank. And Ver loading up a medevac, looking like he's still going to continue to put on aggression onto Spanishiwa with these medevac drops.
I really think that's the best way to go. I mean, if your Zerg opponent is not going for Mutalisks, you can just do so much damage with drops in multiple places, and there's really not a whole lot they can do about it. I mean, other than using a fungal or multiple fungals to lock down your dropship, there's really not that much they can do. And it looks like, look at this, moving out this Marine tank force. Those Marines might just be for these high ground platforms, the ones in the dropships.
Yeah, it's a really, really good point. But again, Ver, this is a scary army, man. 169 supply for Ver, 150 for Spanishiwa. He doesn't have his infestors out. He's just getting started on his pathogen gland, so the energy is not going to be done by the time the infestors pop out. But this is a really, really good timing from Ver. He does have a lot of siege tanks, and Spanishiwa only sitting on a lot of Zerglings, decent amount of Banelings, 3 infestors in production, and Ver now going to
Double
force these
dropping.
roaches. Yeah, look at the drops from Ver now.
I want to drop from Spanishiwa, intercepted by some of those. We do see double drops. We have a drop in the main and a drop at the fourth going on, doing quite a bit of damage with these Marines, killing off some Overlords. Spanishiwa now supply block. Is he going to lose that Queen in the main? It looks like he is. The pool could go down as well. And at the same time, advancing forward, this is exactly how you need to play Terran against this composition. Infestor's finally coming out, going to shut down that drop in the main. But Ver has done his damage and is now just going to go ahead and continue leapfrogging his tanks and move up through the middle.
Yeah, Ver doing a lot of damage at the main as well as the fourth of Spanishiwa will pick off an infestor. That is huge. He was not able to get the fungal off by the time the Marines picked it off. But yeah, infestor's Ling composition still coming in from Spanishiwa, and Ver quickly going to leapfrog his way, even going to throw down bunkers for a little bit of gardens again. Ver looking very, very nice and very good with his composition moving in. And Spanishiwa, I don't think he has enough units to be able to take this out.
And Ver throwing down 2 command centers. I would not be surprised to see these turned into
Planetary fortresses.
planetaries just for defense against that alleyway. Of course, Ling counterattacks are so good on this map. If you can get past this beautiful spread. Look at the spread of Marines through the middle. He's like,
Yeah.
I'm only going to lose at max 3 of these to
And the
avoid
tanks are going to be there
watch
to
me.
just kill everything. Yeah. The tanks are actually in range of these Marines, and the bunkers are even going to be there in case of any kind of baneling busts.
And we do have Ghosts out on the field now. I don't think there is a good way for Spanishiwa to deal with this, although he is producing Ultralisks. The upgrades on those are going to be good. I think this third is going to fall. These tanks are doing so much damage, leapfrogging on up now. And the Marine push in a good fungal going down from the high ground, and those Marines will go down, but the Queen was lost at that expansion, and more Marines just keep on funneling up, and there is such a defensible position for him to fall back on should he feel threatened.
Yeah, Spanishiwa, I don't know. He needed to defend that expansion some way, somehow. But again, the positioning of Ver is just very much in his favor. Even going to continue producing more bunkers, leapfrogging his way to the natural here of Spanishiwa. And actually, so many command centers are being built again for Ver. He's ready to take a fourth, excuse me. His fourth has been up for some time. So again, Ver, I don't know, man. This is Spanishiwa not looking so good this match.
It looks like we did see a drop in the main of Ver. Spanishiwa turning the drops back around, was cleaned up in the main, did a little bit of damage, but look at this. Is that 3 nukes in production I see?
There is
Ver,
3
you
nukes
are
in
now
production.
my favorite Terran player of all time.
There's 3 nukes. Again, Ver seems to love nukes against Zerg. Um, and yeah,
Having seen his play in that other game, I really don't blame him. I think that was some exceptional play we saw. But look at this. Infestor's going to go down for free, it looks like. Loses 2 of them, finally cleans up this at the fourth. But the third has gone down for Spanish. So he is just on these 3 bases. His main is effectively mined out. Ultralists are finally on the field, but I don't know if those Ultras are going to be enough to crack this this bunker tank marine installment here in the middle of the map.
if he was going to be able to break this some way, somehow, he would definitely need a lot more ultras. Zergling, Baneling, ultras might have a chance against this composition, but he just does not have the production
But
to
hold
produce
on,
this.
look at this. We're just gonna see him load up all of these overlords. Looks like he's gonna go for a drop. Where is that gonna drop at? Looks like nowhere.
استني يا ماما مشغول.
Looks like he is dropping just right there. Uh,
مشغول.
got a whole ton of ultralisks, a whole ton of of infestors, burrowing all the infestors. There is no command center quite here yet. Looks like he is going to fend it off.
He might actually fend this off, yeah. Both players are maxed though, and Ver still, he's actually gonna pick off, he's gonna unsiege his tanks, looking like he's gonna pull back. He knows that there's a counterattack from these
Oh,
ultras and these lings.
look at this. We have a ghost. It's cloaked, and all these infestors are right underneath it. If only he EMP'd right underneath him, but no. And from behind, xsixVer makes this huge attack with these ultras, and he's got so many potential infested Terran there popping out, but losing a lot of infestors because of those turrets there too. Those tanks finally going to clean that up, but I just heard a nuke. Where'd that nuke go off? It is at the natural.
It's at the
Look
natural of
that.
xsixVer, yeah.
xsixVer sees it. He is pulling all his drones out of the way, but that is so much lost mining time for Spanish. He cannot afford to have that happen. The nuke finally goes down, and the ghost gonna go ahead and plunk away at the spine crawler. Will he be able to take it out? Not sure, but look at this. These ultras coming into this huge tank line and getting obliterated. That is a lot of blood on the ground, and the GG out of Spanish.
And the GG out of Spanish coming in a little bit later than you. Maybe we had a little bit of desyncing issues, but Spanish actually loses game 3. Ver will take that series 2-1 over vileSpanishiwa. And that was an exciting series, to be honest.
We saw some great play. I love the use of nukes out of Ver. You know, I loved, that Ling Infestor Ultra style out of xsixVer. Unfortunately, he was not able to win with it in the 2 games he used it. But in game 2, getting out those Mutalisks, took that map control, and was able to take the game. Great games from all the players. I'm really excited to jump into the next round of this clan war. Before I do, though, I just want to give a shout out to some of xsix's sponsors. That would be TT Esports, Pure Track, Gaming Precision Instruments, of course, Gamer Uniform, End of Reality, Pure Voice, and Is Godly Hosting, helping esports, be a profession, helping these players go to tournaments. Remember, guys, if you love esports, support the companies that love esports as well.
And of course, guys, don't forget to check out check6gaming.com. There's so much information on that website. It gives a lot of information about the sponsors and exactly what they do. There's a forums, post on the forums if you guys have any kind of questions for the players. There's a lot of information and a handful of things that you can benefit from the website. Again, that's check6gaming.com. And we're going to get into a next match. Which one is this going to be?